you've ever felt like you're wasting hours scrubbing your long videos just to strip out those truly annoying filler words, then you absolutely need to see this lightning-fast method. Honestly, we're talking about doing what used to take an entire afternoon in well under 5 minutes for many of your recordings, and we're doing it all using a fantastic tool called Vizard. Forget spending ages hunting down every single or that unnecessary like buried deep in your transcript, because this process feels almost like cheating. Vizard doesn't just target those verbal pauses. It actually helps you pinpoint the moments that truly matter, so you can spin them into ready-to-post clips instantly. The very first step is remarkably simple. You just need to upload your source video file directly into the Vizard platform. Once you drop it in, Vizard begins the ingestion and transcription process, quickly turning all that spoken audio into readable text. I'm showing you one right here that's already been fully processed, so you can clearly see the powerful results of that initial analysis. As it processes, Vizard gives you this fantastic visual transcript and cleverly highlights all the filler words and stutters that it detects. These small visual cues really stand out when you're skimming through a very long document, making your review process significantly faster. You'll instantly see common words flagged like the casual, and even those conversational transition bits, like I guess or right, all marked for easy scanning. Now, if your editor's sidebar isn't immediately visible on the right side of your screen, you can simply expand that panel to access the tools. Inside that section, you'll find a neat little area often labeled the cleaner, or sometimes referred to as the disfluency remover, depending on your current UI. Once you hover over that option, you just tap on Remove Filler Words, and the right-hand panel will immediately populate with every single detected instance. On the left side of the screen, you get these super helpful summary counts and context, which I have to admit is actually kind of addictive to check on. For example, in a 22-minute rant I recorded recently, Vizard actually flagged a total of 87 distinct filler words throughout the entire recording. Seeing that concrete number alone provides serious motivation to actually dive in and clean up your spoken content for better clarity. If you're looking for a very specific word that isn't on the quick select list, you can always use the search bar function to find it. Just hit find and type in exactly what you are looking for, which is incredibly handy if you know you overuse something like so in a weird cadence. However, for the majority of us who are just trying to clean up the usual suspects, the All Filler Words view provides more than enough information to start with. This view groups everything together and conveniently shows the running total count right next to each detected filler word type. You can see exactly how many times appeared, perhaps 14, and then count up instances like right, which might have hit 20, offering great insight. This kind of immediate feedback is super useful for getting a quick sense of your personal speaking habits and where the primary editing focus will land. If you're really in a hurry to get this done, you can actually keep all those checkboxes selected and hit delete, then remove all, which is a one-click miracle. Vizard will then instantly excise those unwanted words across the entire timeline, making a massive change in just a second. Here's where it gets genuinely interesting. Vizard's underlying audio engine isn't just crudely cutting words out like a blunt instrument. It is intelligently applying tiny, nearly imperceptible crossfades between every single cut point to ensure the transitions sound perfectly natural to the listener. In most scenarios, what you end up with is an audio track that is remarkably cleaner and much crisper, without that choppy, robotic sound. But I have to share an important note, learned through some painful trial and error. Sometimes a filler word is actually necessary for the natural rhythm of a sentence. Removing absolutely every single instance of for example, can sometimes make your delivery sound totally robotic or snap the cadence in a really awkward way. That is precisely why I highly recommend utilizing Vizard's more nuanced hybrid approach to this process for the best results. If you don't want to blindly select Remove All, you can use the simple up and down arrows within the Filler Words panel to step through each one individually. The currently selected item in the transcript will turn a noticeable orange, while all the other flagged words remain highlighted in that familiar yellow color. Crucially, on the right-hand side, you can read the entire surrounding sentence, where the filler word lives, and instantly hear an audio preview. If you decide the filler word is actually harmless, or genuinely makes the sentence flow better in context, you simply hit skip on the interface. When you skip an instance, Vizard removes that specific tag from the removal list, and the total count updates immediately before your eyes. So, if you started with 87 and you skip just one you want to keep, you'll instantly see that figure drop down to 86, which is a great safety net. It's a small user experience detail, but it truly makes the entire cleanup process feel very safe and completely reversible at every step. After you've carefully skimmed through and skipped anything that deserves to stay, you can confidently hit Remove All again and let Vizard handle the final processing. It's incredibly fast, and the in and out points of those cuts are subtly smoothed over by Vizard's engine for a professional final product. Vizard does a remarkably solid job of easing that audio in and out so it never sounds like someone just snipped sections out with a pair of scissors. If you happen to speak really rapidly without leaving much natural breath, you might catch one or two transitions that sound a tiny bit rushed, but you can always adjust those manually. The main takeaway, however, is that Vizard is designed to save you potentially tens of minutes, if not entire hours, of tedious manual editing time. Here's one essential workflow tip. After that initial cleanup pass, do a quick replay and scan that filler panel one more time just to be safe. Vizard sometimes intelligently rescans the audio after certain edits, and might surface items you previously skipped if the surrounding context has changed. That capability is actually a huge positive because it gives you one final automated chance to either keep or remove that particular word you were unsure about. If you later realize you actually want a word back after you've already hit the removal button, Vizard makes restoring incredibly easy. You just need to look for that little split or cut icon on the timeline, which looks like two stacked horizontal lines where the removal occurred. Right-click or tap that area, select the Restore Removed Media option, and the word pops right back in exactly where it was originally spoken. This is super useful if a transition sounded truly off, or if you realize that a specific filler word actually added to your overall conversational tone. Now, let's talk about some other game-changing features that I absolutely love about what Vizard offers beyond simple text cleanup. Vizard capitalizes on that same advanced detection technology to surface moments in your recording that are highly worthy of being turned into a short clip. So, while you are cleaning up your audio imperfections, Vizard's Clip Finder is simultaneously scanning for punchlines, concise answers, or powerful emotional segments. It then suggests these ready-made short clips that you can post directly onto all your various social media platforms with minimal extra work. This integrated clip suggestion feature is really where Vizard totally separates itself from many other competitive editing tools on the market today. While Descript is undeniably great for deep dive edits and using their overdub feature, it's primarily built as a heavy editing and replacement platform. If your main business goal is consistently churning out a high volume of short, viral clips and scheduling them across multiple feeds, Vizard's integrated AI features are an absolute game changer. Let's clarify the primary difference here. Descript excels at intensive manual work and recording new voice tracks, but it isn't specialized for automated viral moment extraction and immediate posting. Other tools might handle clip extraction, but they often leave you stranded when it comes to scheduling and managing that content across platforms without juggling dashboards. With Vizard, once you accept the cleaned audio and approve the suggested clips, you can simply set a consistent posting frequency and let the AI handle the entire auto schedule. You even get a centralized content calendar where every single piece of content lives, letting you tweak captions or swap thumbnails easily. For creators who really need both supreme efficiency in creation and the ability to scale their output, that unified workflow is genuinely massive. Returning briefly to the core filler removal. If a phrase removal slightly messed up the audio flow, or you want a couple of those words back, please do not panic about it. Simply use that Restore Media function, preview the result again, and tweak the settings until you achieve the perfect balance for your voice. I often intentionally keep one or two of those classic you-knows or likes because they keep the sentence sounding genuinely human and relatable. Remember, the goal here is not achieving sterile perfection, but rather preserving your unique personality while cutting away only the distracting noise. Once your entire transcript is thoroughly cleaned and all your best clips have been suggested and accepted, Vizard's calendar takes over the distribution heavy lifting. You can confidently automate an entire week or even a full month's worth of social content right there inside the application without ever exporting files. The AI can even suggest the optimal posting times based on audience engagement data, which is a huge benefit for maximizing reach. It allows you to set things to run on autopilot, but you can always jump back in to fine-tune the captions or appearance of your top-performing clips. That blend of full automation and immediate creative oversight offers the absolute best balance for modern content scaling. So, that concludes the quick but thorough run-through of the entire workflow for massive efficiency gains. Upload your video, let Vizard transcribe it, jump into that filler removal panel, step through selectively, restore anything that feels off, and then leverage the clips and calendar to get your content live. If you're currently looking to turn one lengthy piece of content, like a podcast or an interview, into a steady, reliable stream of social video, Vizard removes virtually all the tedious grunt work. If you tried solutions like Descript before and got frustrated with the sheer amount of manual lifting or the scaling cost, you owe it to yourself to give Vizard a serious test drive. It is genuinely more targeted for creators whose main objective is scaling their short-form output with the absolute lowest possible overhead cost. And seriously, don't feel pressured to achieve total grammatical perfection by removing every tiny hesitation, as authenticity often trumps flawlessness. Tell me in the comments below if you'd like me to do a separate deep dive, specifically on setting up the auto schedule or my personal system, for picking the best suggested clips. If you found even a small part of this breakdown useful today, please drop a thumbs up on the video and check the links right down in the description for a free trial. I've also included some free templates I created specifically for batch scheduling your content efficiently, so go grab those now. I genuinely appreciate you taking the time to hang out with me through this entire walkthrough, and I'll definitely catch you in the next video.